Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge aerial floor lamp. This is going to be the 24-1105. It's also a beautiful aerial pendant. Check it out if you guys get a chance to do that. This is coming in at 74.4 inches tall. The width on it is coming in at 42.8, but that can vary a little bit, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then the reach from the very back of the lamp out to the very end of the arms is coming in at 38.8. So it can kind of sit back almost behind a sofa if it needs to, and arc over and get some light to where you need it to be. Let's get into a couple other quick little things about this. So this is coming in at 32 pounds. The center of gravity is pretty low on this, so this is a very substantial lamp. It's going to be kind of hard for your grandkids or your dog to knock this over, and that's a good thing. There's a rheostat. That's going to be a dimmer that's coming up from the base, and it's going to come about waist high, and it has just an on-off dimmer on it, which is pretty cool as well. I want to show you a little bit more information about that, and how we're going to do it is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how to put the glass on. And those arms, you're going to notice, they don't go up and down, but what they do is rotate left to right. So you can actually kind of pivot this out as far as you want it to be. Within 42.8, so it's kind of cool that way. You can kind of have it all going to one side if it's going to be in a corner of the room or splayed out. It's really going to be up to you. Why don't we talk about a couple other quick things here. The glass on this is made by Wallingford Glass Industries in Wallingford, Connecticut, and they're a leader in slump glass. Slump glass is basically taking beautiful handmade stained glass like you'd use in like in a Tiffany lamp or maybe a window in a church, and then it basically goes into a mold, into a kiln, and it sits and falls. That's the slumping part of this equation. It falls into a form, and that's how you get that beautiful, beautiful glass. So it's nice that something is so nearby. It's just literally, 2 states away from us, very close by. Why don't we get into also what you can get out of this as far as light goes, because that's going to be pretty important when we get into floor lamps. You're going to be using 3 of these E12s. This is a type B chandelier socket, so it's the smaller socket we all grew up with, so we all know these bulbs pretty well. If you want to go with incandescent, you can still do that. You can do 3 60-watt bulbs. They can be flame tip, they can be a torpedo, but this is basically the shape you're going to use to get into that glass. Your only limitation if you're going to be using an LED is, can I get the bulb into the glass? Because these don't generate heat, they generate light, and they're very cool compared to our incandescent friend over here, which is, like I said, going to limit you at 360 watt. So there's no wattage limitations when we get into the other one, into the LEDs. So when I've seen these LEDs easily a 40 watt equivalent, they come in a 60 watt equivalent. I found them easily also for 75 watt equivalent, but I had a customer send me one. It was a little longer than this one, and I'm not sure if it's going to fit, but it'd be kind of fun to try it. That was a 100 watt equivalent. So if that works out, you would get the equivalent of 300 watts coming out of this, and that's a ton of light. That's good light for reading, can light the entire room. They're going to offer these to you in all kinds of different ways, and you can get them everywhere. You can get them at your grocery store, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Amazon, any of those kind of places. They're going to offer them to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's that super yellow light we talk about all the time. They're also going to offer them to you in something called daylight, and be careful with that one because that sounds like it should be a warm light, but that's going to be that colder bluish white light in the LED land, and that's going to be 4000, 5000 Kelvin. What we like to use in our showroom is warm white or soft white, and that's 3000 Kelvin. That's a light that's coming down on this table from these LEDs above. So I would probably start off at maybe a 60 or 75 watt equivalent torpedo, and it could be clear, it could be frosted, but it's easier to find the clear ones. And I would pick up a few of those, try them out and see how they work, and then kind of go from there. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.